Have you ever noticed how baseball players move differently from soccer players? Or wondered why volleyball athletes have such distinctive body movements? Today, we're diving deep into the science behind why different sports create completely different movement patterns in athletes. The differences you see aren't just about individual technique or physical ability. They're fundamental strategic adaptations that happen at the neurological level. Each sport demands specific tactical requirements and playing environments, which means athletes' movements become optimized for their particular sport in profound ways. Movement patterns become ingrained as unconscious habits in the body. Soccer players struggle to stand still and prefer to make decisions while moving. Baseball players excel at timing their explosive movement from stillness, mastering that critical switch from static to dynamic. Volleyball players specialize in jumping, landing, ball, prediction, and rapid reactions, repeating these movements in extremely short time frames. Recent neuroscience and biomechanics. Research reveals that the body literally changes to match each sport's demands, and even brain circuitry adapts accordingly. Let's explore the movement strategies required by baseball, soccer, and volleyball, examining the neural control, sensory integration, muscle activation, and predictive processing behind each sport's distinctive movements. In competitive sports, movement isn't just a motor skill. It's a strategic choice for achieving results. Baseball, soccer, and volleyball each have different rules, spatial constraints, time pressures, and opponent relationships, naturally requiring different ways of moving. Research by Mann and colleagues in 2007 reported differences in visual search strategies between sports. Soccer players move their gaze broadly across the field while gathering information, whereas batters show extremely narrow visual focus concentrated on the ball. What athletes see and how they move is systematically different by sport. Even the same running movement varies dramatically. Whether you need explosive sprints, sustained running, or bouncing strides, changes muscle activation patterns and preparatory movements significantly. Ignoring this sport specificity and applying the same agility, training to all sports isn't rational. Let's look at baseball first. Baseball is unique among ball sports and depending on moments of explosive power. Play is intermittent, with clearly separated phases like batting, fielding, and base running. This segmented nature shapes baseball's characteristic movement patterns. Batters transition instantly from stance to swing. Fielders remain still for seconds before reacting with sharp dashes. Pitchers repeat nearly identical throwing motions hundreds of times. The strategy of moving from stillness permeates every baseball play. Baseball players need short distance, high output, explosive movements rather than sustained motion. Physiologically, this relates to preferential recruitment of fast-twitch muscle fibers, particularly type 2X fibers that generate tremendous force in brief periods, similar to 100-meter sprinting. Research measuring sprint and jump ability shows baseball players demonstrate higher explosive power indicators compared to other sports like soccer or rugby. Since each play lasts very briefly, initial movement speed within 0.1 seconds can determine whether a play results in an out or a hit. In this environment, how quickly force production begins matters more than maximal force output. Most baseball plays start from a set stance. Infielders' defensive positions, runners' leads, batters' timing all involve sophisticated strategic movements, combining prediction and preparation. Particularly noteworthy are preparatory movements. Batters make small vertical body adjustmts, matching the pitcher's motion or fielder's step at the pitch moment. These subtle oscillations are often unconscious, but create pre-activation effects that stimulate the nervous system and heighten immediate reactivity, enabling explosive responses even from still positions. Several studies report baseball players' distinctive neuromuscular response patterns. Kawashima and colleagues in 2015 showed that baseball players demonstrate more pronounced spinal reflex suppression during sprints and direction changes compared to other sport athletes. This means they've developed neural control that suppresses reflexive reactions and prioritizes intentional, selective movements. Naito and colleagues in 2017 used functional MRI to report that batters' movements immediately after pitcher release involve high speed, brain processing of motion prediction based on visual information. Baseball players maintain a state of neural readiness to move before actually moving, which is the source of their explosive reactive power. Now let's examine soccer. Soccer is distinctive in requiring constant movement throughout 90 minutes. Unlike baseball's pitch-by-pitch segments or volleyball's clear, rally stops, players continuously run, judge, and prepare for the next play on the field. This flow-based movement pattern has an in-play ratio, the percentage of time the ball is moving, of approximately 60 to 70%. Players must constantly think, judge, and execute while moving. Players average 10 to 12 kilometers of running per match, including dozens of short sprints under 30 meters, with endless repetition of walking, jogging, and sprinting. This complex movement loading creates soccer players' characteristic patterns. Soccer players' movements integrate running, seeing, and kicking rather than separating these skills. While dribbling under pressure, players simultaneously capture teammates' and opponents' positions, space, and ball trajectory in their visual field while preparing the next decision. This is a movement strategy, repeating the perception, decision, execution cycle multiple times within seconds. Particularly important is the integration of vision, vestibular balance sense, and proprioception from joints and muscles. Higher accuracy and sensory integration enables controlling distance with opponents and using space advantageously. From neuroscience and sensory integration perspectives, soccer players possess highly integrated movement strategies. Williams and Davids in 1998 reported that skilled soccer players perform scan behaviors, shifting their gaze before plays more than twice as frequently as less skilled players directly, relating to information gathering quantity during play. Hulsdunker and colleagues in 2017 showed that professional soccer players maintain high visual stability and trunk control, even in dynamic situations with developed vestibular ocular reflex function. According to Gabbett in 2009, visual cognitive processing speed strongly correlates with play accuracy in soccer, with training to enhance this likely contributing to skill improvement. These studies confirm that soccer players constantly process information while moving, demonstrating that soccer is truly a sport using the brain while moving. Soccer's movement strategy core involves three elements: coexistence of continuous movement and judgment, integration of visual, vestibular, and proprioceptive senses, and cognitive speed with immediate response. Soccer players integrate all perception, cognition, and movement while moving, continuously selecting tactically optimal movements. Volleyball is a jumping-based sport centered on aerial play, almost all scoring and play success with spikes. Blocks and jump serves concentrates on jumping, hitting, and reading landing locations. Spikes exceed 100 kilometers per hour, requiring players to react within 0.3 seconds, moving to the proper position, jumping, and responding. This involves highly integrated processing of visual information, spatial prediction, jump preparation, and timing control. Compared to other ball sports, volleyball is distinctive in reacting while jumping with extremely high aerial movement proportion. Volleyball players have refined timing control beyond jump height itself, when to jump and how to land and transition to the next movement. Average adult vertical jumps are 20 to 30 centimeters, lower than volleyball players, who also show characteristic aerial trunk control and arm-hand separation movements. This represents extremely refined motor control ability, necessary for aerial ball handling. Particularly important is balancing prediction and immediate response. The ability to read spike trajectories and opponent toss patterns, predicting and initiating jumps tens of milliseconds ahead, is essential. This predictive movement strategy forms the core of volleyball players' approach. Several neuromuscular control characteristics are confirmed in volleyball players. Jump aerial control landing sequences. Zemkova and colleagues in 2016 reported that elite Volleyball players can transition to reactive movements in under 200 milliseconds. After landing, evidence of high speed, efficient neural transmission from sensory input to motor output. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the science of sport-specific movement strategies, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Your support helps us create more content exploring the fascinating intersection of neuroscience, biomechanics, and athletic performance. Thanks for watching.